Hello everyone. Yeah, hi Tejasvi, hi Venkat.
Hi.
Yeah,
Good morning,
hi,
sir.
hi Sushant.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Uh, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Hello. You can hear me now? Sushant, you can hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear you now? Okay. So, last class we already covered the loop part. So, today we are going to cover the functions. Okay.
Hello.
I think you said that you are going to show some project.
Which one? Project.
Your project, you are going to show the
Okay, okay, okay,
project
okay,
for.
okay, okay. We will show you. Okay. So let me complete the function part. Definitely, I will show you how to write the how to how we coding. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I have same problem for that for loop and append function
Mm-hmm.
means by assigning list. So can you solve that problem? Means I didn't understand where I have to give indentation.
Okay. Okay. Share your screen first. First, let's clear the your screen. Yeah, Tejasvi, share your screen. Hmm. So in your statement, what you did you write this for I in range, right? This is fine. Append also fine. But whenever right printing this L1, okay now. So L1 is your outside this block, and you print this L1 inside. So take this print now to the outside out from the block. You put inside this photo. No, out backspace. Put backspace. Enter backspace. Now print. It will give you error. I think. Hmm. In print statement, na give backspace. Keep to the beginning. Again, it will give you error. One more space. One more backspace. It is required. On the level of for loop, where is the for is there na? Give me your request keyboard access. Got it? Got it, Tejasvi?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, na. So this is your outer block, right? So if you put one indentation, na, so print will go inside this for loop. So whatever this for loop, right? What for loop do? For loop is iterate every time. So every time it will append one I, like whatever, like 2. It will append 2, then print 2. Append less than append 3. So now the your list value is 2 and 3. So it will print 2 3. Then it will like this only. Okay. Got it now? How it is printing?
One more question. Can we use a minus sign within for loop in range function?
Yes,
Minus for numbers
yes,
means.
yes. We can do. We can do.
Okay.
Okay. So let's come to the function part. Okay. So so Python functions. Okay. Okay. So functions means you can see that like functions are very Python is a more functional programming language. So functions are more important in any programming language. Like why we use function? Like suppose I have a particular business logic or some application. Okay, where my particular I write some logic. Okay, write some logic or any kind of, you can say that, any your code. So how to reuse your code again and again? So what we do now, we create one function, or you can say that method. Okay, so function is the normally, right, we close a logic. Okay, and every function will take some argument. Okay, and whenever we call the function in another logic, we call it method. Okay, like we can call one function in another function inside. Okay, so function mostly used for reusing the particular code, your code. Okay, and it's a very good habit. Like whenever you working in a, like, in a project or in a large in a kind of very like backend programming, everything, like we mostly use our business logic in the form of method or function only. Okay, so how to create function? So for create function we use def. Okay, then function name. Then here we pass your argument. Then whatever your you can write here whatever your block. You can say that block or your logic. Okay. So simple example, we can take that. Okay. What we can take? Okay. We can calculate the particular area of a circle. We can say that. Okay. Okay. Here we pass some radius. This is my whatever the input parameter. Okay. Okay. So what is the radius of circle? I mean, suppose formula is that it is the pi r square, right? So here my radius is there, so I can say the area. Suppose pi value is 3.14, then into radius r radius. Okay, then return. So whenever you use or create function, so function always return some value, always return something function. Okay. Okay. Hello. Everyone understand? Aditya,
Yes, yes.
Sushant.
No,
Yes,
where,
yes.
where did we get this argument from?
Okay. Where you will
Is
get
there
the
the same
argument
argument
from?
down here? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this is how we create a function. Okay, so here we pass the argument. This is while defining the function. Okay, so now, so whenever you use function, you can print also and you can return also, but always use we mostly use the return part, because function always return something, always return. It might be your, this is a single value. Okay, if you working with like some kind of tables, you can return it in JSON format, any format, like in dictionary format, like in key pair format, array format. That it completely depend on you, like in what should function, what function will return. That is completely depend on your requirement. Okay,
Mhm.
suppose now my function is created. Now how to call this function, use this function? Okay, so to use this function, we call the function by function name. Okay, then you can see that here I pass one argument, so I need to pass this value for this argument. Okay, suppose I pass there 10. Okay, okay, you can see that this is my value 3.314.0. Okay, Sushant, clear? Tejaswi, Venkat, Vishnu,
Yes.
yeah, Abhishek, Aditya.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So this is how the simple a function. Okay. So now I can tell you, right? If a simple real-time example of function where we, okay, how we are calling the function in real-time usage. How you do now? Suppose we are using a backend programming. Okay, backend programming, you know that we are using like a Flask and kind of we get the data from database and pass it to the UI. So suppose I have an application, you can say that. Okay, application of, you can say that one portal is there. Okay, kind of you can take that it is a kind of banking portal where just I just pass some parameters. Like in application, I pass my account ID. Okay, suppose you want to see your bank statement. Okay, so how you are using the application? You pass your customer ID, and you pass your year. Okay, and your suppose which particular year and then month. Okay, then you got your bank statement in your UI. Then how this, if I am writing in Python, in suppose I create a function, so how I create this? So suppose you can write this get suppose statement. So what are the parameter you pass in your UI? You can pass your customer ID, right? Got it? Customer ID. Then what you pass? Year. Then month. Okay. So what will happen now? So while we connecting the from the database, so we pass whatever your logic is there. Okay. Suppose we pass, you can write SQL query here, connection to SQL query, and according to your this particular argument, suppose I write this query like this. Okay. Suppose the statement is my from my statement table. One statement table is there in a database. Okay, got it. Then you can write your execute query, whatever the output is there. Suppose I got some result here. Okay, so whatever the query output, I put in result, and while return, you can pass this also, result dot to JSON. Okay, so this is how we are writing the backend logic. Like you can say that. So this will more your dynamically, like using the function and method, whatever the argument you pass in runtime, your logics will behave or return you according to that. Understand how we are using functions in our project?
Now, how do we connect a table or?
Yeah. Yes. That will cover you. That we have some database connection. We are using for the SQL Alchemy. We are using ORM. We are using ORM, Object Relationship Mapper. Okay, that we will learn in SQL Alchemy. So let me complete functions, then your oops part, exception handling, then you go for database connection. Okay, that I will tell you how to write, how to connect to your database. Okay, so this is how we are using the function. Okay, and whenever you get this output, you can call this particular method in another program, and you can post it to post to the UI everywhere. Means like that is completely depend on the requirement. But mostly we are working like this. Like this is, okay, so this is the okay, and this argument what I'm talking about. This is completely you can pass at the time of runtime. Okay.
But here you're returning to result to JSON.
Yeah, means mostly I just give an example. Either you can pass if you want to pass the result, you can pass the whatever the return in any format, in JSON format, in ref format. Okay, that is completely depend on your requirement. Okay, but mostly working with backend programming. Like if you are working some kind of backend programming, so mostly we return the result in JSON format, because mostly if you are using some kind of, you can say that Angular, Prime NG. So mostly they are accepting the whatever the response in the form of JSON. So before sending to them this particular to the UI or any particular application, we just convert it to the JSON format. This is a standard, means how we are working in backend. Okay. Any questions?
And result and return result is mandatory for every function.
Yeah. No. Result is my variable. Whatever this output of this query, na, that I store here. Because whenever I query something, it will generate some kind of record, right? Where I need to store this, I store in the result, and return is compulsory in your function, because function always return something. Okay, now like how do you get value from function? You can see that here my area of circle, right? if I what happen if I not if your function, if you didn't return any function, then why you write this? Then what is the use of that function?
Basically, return gives you the output of the entire calculation that you're doing.
Exactly. If you
Okay.
if you don't return anything, it will return none. One second. It is getting there. One second.
But here, like, how is automatically your query is going to store in result one?
Yeah, when it will execute, so I will cover it in your database part, database connection. Whenever this query will execute, it will store the result and you can return the result. Okay. That definitely I will cover to you. Database and
Yeah.
Comparison question over here. Now, in the above example, we are defining the area of the circle and saying area is equal to and giving the formula of it. So is that the same here when we say query equal to and giving the query statement?
Yes, exactly.
And then we are return here we are saying return area. So here in the below example you are saying return result. So that will be the result of the query, right?
Whatever the final, yeah. So this is your whatever the result of this query.
So would it not be return query?
Yes, return query output.
No, but the entire statement, whatever we are the SQL statement that we are putting over here, that select star from statement where customer ID and blah 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 all that will get stored in the query, right?
Yes,
the variable
this
query.
is stored in the query, and when we need to execute queries, there are 2 to 3 more steps are there to how to work. Okay.
Okay. So then this output is what we are getting a return on.
Yeah, return. Okay. So whatever the output, I store in this one variable, the result. You can name it anything, REF, response, A, B, C, anything. Okay, then return that.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see that
after accessing.
You can see that here it is written none in the area circle. If you don't give the none, your function will return none. It will not return the whatever the output and whatever then there is no use to write any function. So always function always return something. If it is didn't return any value, then it will return none. Okay. Got it?
After accessing query, we can make changes within that query using functions.
No. We cannot just
define. No.
If you this query is completely constant, whatever the parameters here, like query like customer ID, like year, like month, these are the dynamic. So these are whatever the you pass at the time of runtime, at the time of calling this function, it will consider this. Suppose now you know that every time I am looking for different customer ID, different year, different month. So it will pass it to the runtime here. So there will be no hard coded. Whatever the query, it is your constant. Only the parameters, whatever the argument like customer ID, year and month, this should be passed from the function. Okay. This is how you are working with your backend programming. Like this is a simple example. While working like in Flask, Python, Django, mostly we are using this kind of statement. Now is we can call this function in another function. Suppose this is my area of circle. Now I another write a function. Suppose addition. So this will what will happen now? Whatever this area of circle, okay, it will add 10, or you can see that just simple example. Okay, square area circle. Okay. So here also I pass radius. Okay, whatever the radius is there, whatever the circle of the area, you can see that it will divided by the this support. It's like the simple example how it is working. Okay, so another you can see that here also like you can say that square area. Okay, you can see the divide. You can see. Okay, so my requirement is there here. Whatever the my area of circle. Okay, divide by radius. Okay, there is a two way to write this program. Either I can again particular write this logic area equal to 3.14 rad into rad, and this output will be stored in area, then divided by radius. This is also one way. Another way, we already have in one method area circle. So I can say that suppose take an example. Got it? Here we got the value 15.7. So so this is how we are using function. Means we can reuse this logic again and again. Like you can see that here also I can calculate the area of the circle. Okay, then I can divide. But here we have one function which is returning the area of circle. So no need to write this logic again. Just call this function here and pass the parameter. You will get whatever the function return value, it will store in this, and I can use this in my particular block. Clear, everyone? Aditya, Sushant, Abhishek, Venkat.
Yes.
Yeah, Vishnu, understand how means function or how we are using the function. Clear, na?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tejasvi, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Got it?
Sir,
How we
there
are?
is no need to. Means
Mhm.
function can automatically understand what is the value of radius, what will be the value
Yes,
of
yes,
area.
yes, 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 yes.
Means that is a default value, not user defined value, right?
Yes. This is the argument you pass at the time of runtime. Suppose this is my 5. Again I pass 10. So how it will working? So it will go to this. So here we are passing 10. So it will take here also it will take 10. Then whatever the according to that. So this is how means we are using function to more our program dynamically, or you can say that okay. You can say that now it is
That
changing.
area of circle is by default, na? That is not by user choice. Only radius is by user choice. Na?
Yes, 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 yes. This is the logic. I already create a function. Whatever this function logic here, it will work according to that. So whatever the logic here, you can see this is my logic. So this is my return. So if so, it is work according to that. So this is the my type of function. You can say that. Okay. Then there are some types of function. Okay, function we are dividing the function according to argument type. So one we have with the default argument and one with the keyword edge argument. Okay. One is the default argument and one is the keyword. Okay. Then what is default argument and what is keyword argument? Let's same example, area of circle, or we can see that we can take an example of a square we can take now. Okay. One second, guys. Okay, then what is the formula of square? Like suppose here I pass I think it is the a square, right? Circle is the square.
Yes, square is width into height.
Weight into height, no?
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is right. Weight or into height. Okay. So here also we are using a print statement. We can see how our value is passing. So why I put a print statement here now? At least you know what the argument here pass here. Suppose here I'm writing 4 comma suppose 3. Okay. So you can see that my area is 12. Okay. And what are the, you can see that here also I get the 4 3. So in width I pass 4 and I height pass 3. So while working with this particular argument, suppose if I am change this, what will happen? Output will be same, but sometime if you require some complex calculation, you can see that what how argument now argument will change. Your width will be 3 and height will be 4. Okay. So to like it is sequence wise, whatever your sequence of this particular your particular argument type, whenever you pass the argument, it will take according to this sequence. Okay, so this is your one. Sometimes it create problem. So what will we use argument when passing the argument? We using the keyword like here. So this is will know. Okay, and height equal to 4. Okay, so you can see that 3 4. Okay, so while using the keyword, no need to maintain this sequence, this particular sequence. You can like height first, you can define height, then because here you are mentioning the keyword, particular this argument keyword, and then pass the value. Okay, width equal to suppose 6. Okay, you can see that now my width value is particular 6 and this is 4. Okay, got it? How we are using the keyword as argument. Clear everyone? Now what is default argument? Okay, okay, anyone can tell me, if suppose if I didn't pass here with, what will happen? So it will take that, give you the error. What is the missing one required positional argument? Okay, so when if your function has two arguments, so it will, while at the time of calling, you must pass two arguments, otherwise it will give him the error, missing one required positional argument. Okay, suppose same thing, if I am passing another argument 10, it will also give you an error. Okay, okay, not keyword argument.
Runtime arguments.
Okay, suppose here I pass 3 arguments, but my function has 2 arguments only. What is it? Take 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. Okay, so this is also give you the error. So while calling a function, whatever the function argument, whatever the number of arguments, we need to pass that like if my function has if I define 2 arguments, I need to pass 2, not 3, not 2, or not 1. You need to pass only 2 arguments. Okay.
Do you have option for running passing arguments as using runtime?
Yes, yes. This is the runtime. We are passing. This is the argument we pass at the time of calling the function, runtime. Okay, this is completely runtime.
Okay.
So whenever you calling the function, whatever the argument, what are the count of argument? Like suppose you have 2 arguments, then you need to at the time of calling function, you need to pass 2 arguments only. If you pass 1 argument more, it will give error. If you pass like one argument less, it will give that also error. Okay, okay. So this is how we are using. You understand this keyword as argument, like height equal to 10 and weight equal to 20, right? This is your keyword, height and suppose weight. Okay, na? So this is the, you can see that example of keyword as argument. So with keyword we pass the argument. Okay. Now what is default argument? Same example, same here we will take this example only. Okay. Okay. But slightly different. How slightly different? As I told you that while calling the function, we need to pass the same argument, like two arguments. So here I define the height. I at the beginning I already defined this. Okay, my height should be always 10. Okay, got it? So this is my default value. I pass a default value to the height. Okay, this is my default value. If I pass some value to the height, it will take that. Otherwise, by default, it will take 10. So according to rule, this is my default argument. And default argument always follow the non-default argument. This is my non-default argument. So in this scenario, you can see that if I am passing 5, it will work. You can see that 50. Why it is working? Because I have two arguments, right? I need to pass here pass the two arguments. But in my scenario, it is working. Why? Because one argument is my default argument. I already defined that value. Okay, because this is my default value. If I didn't pass anything for this particular argument, it will take 10. But if you want, you can pass. Okay, got it? Everyone got it?
So later
Is
on,
it?
we can change the argument like height.
Yes.
Earlier it was
Yes.
10, you mentioned it in the function,
Yes.
but
Yes.
later on
Yes.
you change it. Okay.
Yes. You can change. But default is if it is passed, whatever if you pass some value, it will take that. If you didn't
Okay.
pass anything for height, by default it will take 10. Okay, so this is your what we are talking about, default argument. Okay. Okay, so this is all about your functions. Okay, how to create function and how to use functions. Okay, clear everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, Sushant, Venkat, Vishnu.
Yeah.
Yeah, na? Okay. So, so suppose how to write an particular. Okay. Then write a function. To find, you can say that all even number from any data. Suppose this is my data, simple data. You can see that. So it will be, suppose in the form of list. You can see that 10. Okay, 20. So this is my data is there. Okay, so I write a function now. Okay, so this is my one. You can see that function is there where I need some. I pass some data and it will filter the all. You can see that even number and return me those values. So what is my logic is, so here I am creating a empty list. I just iterate the for I in X. So here this is my argument. So whatever the value it will got, put in the I. Okay, then filter this like I percentage 2. Like whenever you divided by 2, if this modulus is your 0, remainder is, then append this to the particular list, this list, and return A. Okay, so here I'm data is my, here my data is there. So you can see that whatever my data, it will return A. So whatever the store, you can see that 10, 20, 22, 8, 42, 12, 58. These are the main even value. So I will filter out this from the particular this data. You can see that this is my data part. Got it? Everyone got this logic, how it is working?
Yes.
Yes, na? Okay. Venkat, Tejaswi, clear? Sushant?
Sir, instead of using that logic, there is any particular function for calculating even numbers, calculate even numbers, like area of circle? No.
Yeah, you can. This is means
Means
complete.
you are
This is
writing logic, na? If I modulus 2 is equal to 0. But directly we can access using that particular function. That is my question.
yeah. Here also you can particular whatever that you can call any function here. Okay, or you can write here also.
No. Alok. I think what she means is, do we have any ready-made function available in Python to calculate
No.
even numbers?
For this kind of, these are completely custom functions. Okay, ready-made function you will get by like sum, addition, square root. Okay, these you will get.
Where can we find a list of ready-made functions?
Okay, you need to use the library. Okay, like we have a library, the import math. Okay, use this library. Okay, suppose you can use this library, math library. Okay, otherwise we have some numpy, the one library for all your mathematical operation. Okay, so don't follow any blog, just go to the numpy official documentation. Okay, so you will get all your list. So we are also, we are in future we are going to cover numpy. Okay, so always use this official documentation. So in Python, as I told you, this is completely functional programming language. So we have some certain library. So Python is a huge library. You can see that, like for every specific purpose. For mathematical, if you are working in data science project, for your like standard deviation, like your binomial theorem. So everything in the form of function or method, you can find here. So this is the library.
Do I have to download these libraries, or is it
Yes,
automatically
yes.
connected?
No. You need to first import this library. First you
No.
need
When
to
I'm doing the programming,
yes,
like,
definitely you need to install this library.
that's it. Do I need to install all those?
Yes, exactly. Every time you need to install, and whenever you write, you need to import this. So you can see that for array object. Okay, for these are the ready-made functions, routines, mathematical. You can see that. Okay, binary operation, string operation. Okay, logical function, your random sampling, whatever your mathematics and states regarding linear algebra function, index routine. Okay, so these are the one kind of you can say that ready-made function are there. These are the okay. So similar kind of if you are working with Excel, okay, so you need to install this. You need to install this pandas. Like whatever you do in Excel, like your sorting, merging, joining, whatever you do in SQL also, right? Okay, so we have some ready-made method and function are there. only you need to pass the parameter.
And how
Okay.
how can we identify which library to use? Is there any place where we can go and say that, okay, I want to, for example, I'm using a text file, a flat file, and an Excel as my database. So which of library should I import so that it
For
I can use the functions
mostly
over there?
yeah. Okay, so that you need to Google, because library are what happened now, because every year means lot of libraries were added, means like not only this, only pandas math. So means why means if I am also doing using some library, so what I do now, I search in Google. Suppose is there any new release for like data analysis, then you go and see that particular method, how they are. You can compare them. Okay, like if I am using the data analysis, we have Panda. Okay, another new library there, Open Excel. This is also one library. Okay, there are many library are there in Python. Okay, so you can compare them simply. There are a lot of library. You can compare the what are the method, what is the best used according to your project. Okay, so mostly this is very popular, Panda. Okay, another is the one is the this is one also Excel RD. This is also one library to working with Excel and CSV, but it will not support like SQL query and your HTML file, JSON file. But in Panda, it will support all kind of file format like Excel, CSV, text, HTML, JSON. Okay, Parquet, Ebro, even database table, database query. So mostly we are using this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will cover all these library also. Panda, XLRD, we will cover like NumPy, SciPy. We will cover. Okay.
Can we also create our own library for our own project? Say, for example,
Yes,
I want to use some
of course,
20-30 functions continuously. So I just copy those functions from places and create my own library.
Of course, you can create. You can create your own library, your own model, and you can use that in your project. You can see that. Like suppose what we are doing in project. I just keep you like basics. What is your project structure should be? Okay. So in project structure, after this function now, we will cover this modules and package. So we create modules. Okay. So modules are nothing but Python script only. Suppose I have an model.py. Okay. So inside this, I am writing some custom function according to my project. And whenever I need this function, you can see that like this area. So you just need to particularly, this is not project directory, model dot area underscore square. You can use this particular using this. You can use this particular whatever the method in anywhere in your project. Okay. Yeah.
So then model.py is the library.
Yeah, this is the, you can say that module. Library is the different thing. Okay, but yeah, this is, you can say that this is your local library or local module for your current project. Okay, so whatever your source of your function or method, this is your current source of method in project.
Okay.
Different type of application is created using Python is inbuilt using that modules, right?
Yeah.
There are different types of applications. Created
Like
using Python.
yeah. So I just give an example. Suppose mostly types of ready-made algorithm, right? Suppose if you are working in web development, right? So web development, you know that, right? We are using Angular, mostly time Angular and what the Prime NG, right? So in Angular also you need to create the like model and then wireframe. Okay, this is what you using it if you are using Angular. In Python, we have another is the Django. This is one library is there where you find some ready-made wireframes, ready-made screen. So you can use Django. If you are using web development, we are using Django, using Python. Okay. Like if you are using in REST API. Okay. So this is the you can using Flask in Python. So these are the library. Okay. Suppose like data science you already know. We have scikit-learn. Suppose if you are using gaming, so for that also we have library. So Python is mostly, that's why Python is more, you can say that popular. Like for every specific task, every specific purpose, we have different library. So while Python development, so always you can Google for the what are the latest library for that work, because every year 2 to 3 library at least come, like with different like what are the features. Okay, and like for different purpose.
What is exactly difference between module and libraries?
Okay, modules is the, you can see that this is a single file. Library is the collections of module. Okay, in one library we have like different modules, collections of modules, you can say that. So this is all about your Python functions. Okay, so how to create function, how to call function, and how to use default argument, how to use keyword edge argument. Okay, this is all about your functions. Okay, any questions or doubt regarding this topic? Yeah.
Real life scenario only means which is popular, default or which argument passing is popular for Python programming.
Mostly default is not used. We are not using default argument. Okay, so mostly this one, like either keyword, you can pass keyword as argument. Okay, either you can pass this. Okay, whatever this is the one real time example what I send you. Okay, so we don't use any kind of default argument. If you pass some default argument, you can say that that is completely hard coded. Okay, so in our programming, so when you writing some writing some programming, try to you can say that try to give less hard coded value. Okay, so that is a good example, means good quality of code if you using less hard coded value. Okay, so using the default argument, you hard coded something, you give pass some hard coded, so that is working anyway, your code is working, but that is not recommended. So while working with programs, always try to means try to try to avoid the hard coded value. Okay, that's why we are creating function, we are creating method, and we are using whatever the value runtime. Okay, that's why we are using in the form of method. Okay, so this is a good example to try hard coded, because your program should not be hard coded. Okay, if you put some hard coded value, might be sometime what happen in later, your value might be changed, that value, then again you need to go and modify that program. Okay, because the database anyway data will change. Okay, but your code should not be changed in your project. So you have to write your program in that way. Suppose I am working in some project and I use Python. Tomorrow suppose my database my data is changed. If you put some hard coded, then you need to change in your code also. So always that's why we are using this kind of you can say the function then argument. Suppose it will directly get from the your database only. Okay, no need to change in the code, whatever you have in data that will get. If I am suppose if I am passing here, if I don't use function, suppose let's remove this, then how can I get this query output? I need to hard code it here, right? Like here, like this 1 2 3, and suppose here equal to, so this is my hard coded value. Next time it will not working. for one customer it is it is working, but for others it will not work. Got it, na? Okay. Any question, Aditya, you have?
No.
Okay, then we will tomorrow we will
What
cover
about
the
the project? What is the project that you are going to show?
yeah project. I can simply show my project, like how to write function, how the function is using entire project. That I can show you, like you can have some background why means how we are writing the Python code. Okay, so tomorrow I will show you, like you can see that today you know the function, so you can see that entire how to use that function. Okay, like mostly whatever the logic we write in the form of functions or method only. Okay, so what is method, that also I tell you. So here you can see that area of circle. So this is my one function I create, but whenever I call this function in another business logic or another function, it will call method. So here it is the area underscore circle is the method, it is called as method. Okay, got it?
Yep.
Yeah. So tomorrow I will show you some code, real-time code, like how function is more useful and you can say that important. Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow, then same time. Okay. Any questions, Venkat, Vishnu?
Last task video is not been uploaded yet, I believe.
Which one? A video now. Okay, okay. Video you will get by today. Okay, I will actually converting it now. So it is on in process. So you will get by today.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.